Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking an absolutely staggering moment in international soccer. It's a story of super high hopes, sudden heartbreak, and just absolute shock. We're looking directly at the unbelievable conclusion of the USMNT versus Turkiye match, specifically how it was famously captured and reacted to by the panel over at ESPN FC. It is honestly a perfect case study in how fast a narrative can totally flip on its head in sports.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Stunned in stoppage time. Now, this isn't just hype or exaggeration. These are the exact, abrupt words used by the source material to describe this incredibly jarring finale. You know, when sports analysts throw around the word stunned, they aren't just saying a team lost a game. They're telling us that the outcome completely defied all immediate logic and expectation right at the absolute final breath of the match. The certainty of the moment was just shattered.
Section 1. The Pulisic return. High hopes. So going into this match, the massive overarching storyline and the main emotional focus was entirely on the triumphant return of Christian Pulisic. His return to the pitch was really the anchor for the fans and the media alike. The narrative was pretty much already written. It was going to be a homecoming, a huge moment of strengthening for the USMNT. The whole broadcast was practically primed to just celebrate his specific impact out there on the field. Moving on to Section 2, Stunned in Stoppage Time, the reality.
Look, if you watch soccer, you know exactly what stoppage time represents. It's that chaotic, totally agonizing window where regulation is over, everyone's legs are heavy, and the margins for error shrink down to literal zero. Knowing exactly when this loss occurred, right in these unpredictable final minutes, is really what builds the brutal narrative of this last-second heartbreak. It is the absolute difference between walking away feeling secure and having the rug completely pulled out from under you.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer emotional whiplash of the whole event. On one side, you have the expectation, right? The celebration of Christian Pulisic's return, built on just pure optimism and momentum. But on the other side, the stark reality, being absolutely shell-shocked in stoppage time. That massive gap between what the fans and pundits thought was going to happen and the harsh reality of the final whistle, that's what makes this moment so profoundly jarring. It wasn't just a loss. It was a sudden, violent rewrite of the entire day's story.
All right, Section 3, a disbelieving reaction, the aftermath.
Now, when you look at the raw transcripts of the broadcast immediately following the goal, something totally fascinating happens. The reaction to the match was so emotionally chaotic that the resulting commentary literally became fragmented and disjointed. We're talking about broadcasters here, professionals whose entire job is to clearly articulate what is happening on the field, and they were rendered largely incoherent. The source text actually breaks down into jumbled letters and partial thoughts, perfectly mirroring the psychological state of a completely dumbfounded audience. The language literally just failed them.
And out of all that fragmented chaos, these are the final discernible words captured from the panel. Losing the match, but I'm not. Just feel the pacing of that for a second. It's an incomplete thought, it's raw, it's defensive, and it's honestly, utterly paralyzed. The commentators were left completely at a loss for words, unable to even finish a single sentence as the reality of that stoppage time stunner washed over them. It's basically the verbal equivalent of a blank stare.
So, what does this all mean? When a match ends not just in defeat, but in a sudden, narrative-shattering shock, the physical game might be over, but the mental battle is really just beginning. How does a team, especially one that just welcomed back a major star player and had such high hopes, mentally recover from such a jarring defeat? Does that stunned silence in the broadcast booth translate to a lingering psychological impact inside the locker room? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep that question in your head the next time you watch those final agonizing minutes tick away.